Well, the first full week of the election campaign is underway, and a boost this morning for the government with 3 national polls swinging in the government's favour. Joining us live, the Assistant Immigration Minister, Matt Thistlethwaite, and the Liberal Senator Hollie Hughes. Good morning to you both. Hollie, I'll start with you on this because it's not just Newspoll, it's Resolve and Freshwater as well. How concerned are you about that trend?
Look, I think at the end of the day, and you're going to hear this a lot, Pete, the only poll that counts is on election day. And I think we are going to see polls move around throughout this election campaign. I think a lot of people are just starting to, this week they'll probably start to hone in a little bit more. We all live in the bubble. We follow this. We've all been getting ready for this for quite a while. Whereas I think, a lot of Australians who are suffering under cost of living pressures are really just trying to make it through to day to day. So it'll be over the next few weeks that their attention will be honed to the election.
No, that's true, and things will tighten. I mean, the interesting thing here is it's not just one poll, it's all of them, really, all the major ones anyway. And Matt, is there a hidden danger in this for you that people might just make a protest vote because you think it's in the bag?
Well, we don't think it's in the bag, Pete. And Hollie's right, the major poll is on election day and we're not taking anything for granted. I do think that we're starting to see a bit of focus on the coalition's policies and some of their failings. People see Peter Dutton as a risk. The $600 billion nuclear energy folly will result in cuts to public services. And I think that people are starting to see that now. They're also seeing that Labor's policies, particularly those released in the budget, mean that we're listening to the concerns of Australians and we're putting in place policies to deal with cost of living, the further tax cuts, the further energy bill rebates, making sure we're reducing medicines even further. The announcement yesterday on price gouging by the supermarkets, all of these policies.
What was the point of that, though? Just on that front, what was the point of that? Because the ACCC just said there's no evidence of price gouging.
Well, it's about ensuring that the ACCC have the measures to tackle price gouging if it is occurring. And it comes on the back of the changes that we've already made through the mandatory code of conduct for supermarkets. It's an area where Australians have been feeling the pinch, and we've listened to that and we've responded to that. And I think that that's the most important thing, that people are seeing that we're responding to their concerns around cost of living and putting in place policies to deal with them.
Well, just on that, on cost of living, there's an interesting proposal from the Small Business Council today, Hollie. I'll get your thoughts on this. So the Small Business Council will today launch a campaign against both parties to drop the company tax rate from 25% to 20% for small businesses with a turnover of less than 20 million. Would the coalition get behind this?
Look, what we do need to recognise is that under this government, over 29,000 businesses have become insolvent, and the majority of those, the vast majority of those, are small businesses.
Yeah.
And small business is the engine room of our economy. The majority of Australians actually work in a small to medium-sized business. So we do need to make sure that those businesses are not only able to survive but continue to grow.
So would you support this idea?
Well, I think what we need to look at is more holistically, in the sense that small businesses have faced increasing rents, increasing energy costs, labour shortages and uncertainty in the industrial relations sector, increased union power and increased red and green tape. So there's a whole lot of factors that have caused problems for small and medium-sized businesses. And, they're launching a campaign later today. It'll be interesting to see what they say.
OK, what's your thoughts on Matt? And Hollie does make the correct point that there's been record insolvencies under your watch, and many of them are mum and dad businesses. So is this something that the government should consider?
I think we're not proposing to adopt that policy. Australia has a competitive corporate tax rate, and it's made even further competitive by the effects of dividend imputation.
But look at all the insolvencies.
We've provided a lot of support for small businesses in Australia, and we're providing further support. We provided a $300 energy bill rebate to deal with their energy costs.
But how much extra is it costing them?
Well, we're providing a further $150 energy bill rebate, and the coalition are opposing that. Now, that's direct support for small businesses in their pockets straight away. The coalition are opposed to that, and they don't have an alternative. That's real action. That's real support for small businesses.
Okay, you heard it here first. Small businesses have had all the support they're going to get from Labor, and they should be grateful for that.
Is that line going to hurt you though throughout this campaign, Hollie? The fact that you didn't take those tax cuts on board.
Oh, look, I think what Peter Dutton has proposed is an immediate boost to families' bottom lines in their budget, with up to $14 a week saving through the fuel excise levy, rather than 70 cents a day in 15 months' time. We're talking about a tax cut that wouldn't be coming into place until July 1 next year. Families are experiencing cost of living pressures now, and 70 cents a day from July 1 next year isn't going to help with those pressures, whereas the fuel excise and the cut to that would have an immediate boost to a family's budget bottom line.
Matt, how much extra have the bills gone up while you've been in power?
Well, we know that there's been pressures on households and small businesses, and that's why we're offering these energy rebates.
Multiple thousands of dollars. So, I mean, it's not going to make much of a difference, is it?
Actually, Pete, household electricity prices, market electricity prices are now coming down. The wholesale market electricity price is coming down. And it's been supported even further by the energy bill rebates. $300
Where's Chris
over the
Bowen?
course of the last financial year, a further $150 over the rest of this year. Now, it's direct support to households and small businesses that is opposed by the coalition, and they don't have an alternative.
Where's Chris Bowen?
Households and small businesses are going to get another $150 rebate, and the coalition aren't proposing anything.
We're not standing in the way of that.
Hollie, Matt, we will have to leave it there. I'm out of time, but good to see you both.